So this is building on a comment from a previous Battletech post that I pushed up here to YouTube. Question of round bases versus hex bases. With the exception of Jade Falcon in my collection, the clans, they're on round bases. They're actually very, very wafer-thin poker chips. So why did I put these guys on round bases compared to the hex bases? And do you need the hex bases to play Battletech? Depends. Yes. No. Depends. Battletech playing on hex maps works really well because it allows the calculation of movement to be the same. One hex is one hex. It allows someone to quickly calculate the range, count up the hexes. It allows you to quickly figure out, are you in cover? Are you out of cover? What's the elevation? I mean, it's a very tactical, technical game, Battletech. The hex map removes any question. Makes it very binary, yes or no. Facing is also massive in Battletech. Massive. Because depending on your facing, weapons might be out of range. It affects the damage that you take. If you look at the damage chart, left side, right side, center side, you can take hits in one area and straight on, it'll maybe go to my torso. If you're firing from the left, it'll be my left side. And that's huge in Battletech because one of the tactics that we see is if your left arm gets blown off and you take a lot of damage to your left side and it's going to internal and you've got ammo in there, then you're going to try and like pull that side back. You're going to try and like give the other side to your opponent. So literally, also the range for torso twisting. Hex maps makes that calculation easy. Jumping to a traditional wargaming table. Most of my Battletech games are on a full-size wargaming table. I do play on hex maps once in a while, but primarily playing Battletech with my friends, we have a lot more space to play. The few times that I do go to a gaming store or a club, I might bring the hex map simply because I don't want to be a table hog, and the table space is a little bit less, and we want to play the games quicker. When you're on a wargaming table, there are hex maps that you can roll out. I mean, I do have a massive, massive hex map, but playing on a traditional wargaming table, hexless table, now means things are calculated a little bit differently. You're using tape measures, you're making the calculations. It slows the game a little bit, but having those hex bases means you can still calculate facing and figure that out. Now, you have to be willing and ready to work with your, I was going to say opponent, but I'd rather replace opponent with friend, your wargaming friend. Things are going to be a little bit more gray. It's not going to be as binary. Do you get terrain? Is there cover? Is something blocking line of sight? What's the real elevation of that, cardboard hill, of that hill over there, of that building? Yes, you work that out ahead of time, but you begin to lose a little bit of that. With the hex bases on your mechs, you can trace things out. So why did I go for round bases? Playing most of the games on there, I wanted to have a more organic look, especially throwing down massive amounts of battle armor. I wanted a more organic look. What this means, though, is the facing is a little bit harder to calculate. I have to be aware, and my opponent has to be okay with the fact that because I'm on a round base, and Battletech wasn't necessarily meant to be played on a round base, as I advance and as I move, but especially as I turn. I mean, that's the nice thing about the hex base. You just turn, and it's right there. With my turns, I have to be aware of the facing, and I have to have the markings. I go off the markings of the direction of the feet of the mech. I break that up into the hexes to kind of calculate and see. And by playing that, I make the conscious decision, if there is some sort of place where it's 50-50, we're really not that sure. If it favors my opponent, I give it to them. Because it could be kind of close. If you're looking and saying, Fritz's summoner is just blasted apart on that left side. I'm firing on the left, and I'm like, I don't know, that could be center. Might be left, could be center. If it's a hex base, there's no argument. You just calculated it out. With the round base, you've got to translate it, and I would give that to my opponent. Because that's fair. Would I recommend basing your Battletech stuff on anything but hex bases. I would probably go with the hex bases. And again, can I publicly admit how many mechs I own? That could be dangerous. That could get me in a lot of trouble depending on who's listening to this. Let's just say, with the exception of my 20 or so Jade Falcon mechs, everything else is on hex bases. Vehicles. I used to have my vehicles on hex bases, but then I cannibalized them to use the hex bases for more mechs, because with vehicles, they're a little bit more organic with the facing. It's easy just to face them, to turn them, and to know. And a lot of vehicles have turrets that you can kind of move and shoot a little bit differently. So I think just a simple turn works fine. Infantry, I still have them on hex bases, but again, the infantry don't necessarily need to be on hex bases. So if you're building out your battle force, there are some places that you can save the hex bases for your mechs, and vehicles and infantry use a little bit different. An interesting question, very interesting question, and a very good kind of thing to notice on some of the splash screens and graphics and images that I put up. Yes, those were round bases.